Your Honor. Judge, on page 14 for Christian signs.
Okay. Let me get all this
Yeah.
stuff out of here and get my
Judge,
PSR.
on page 14.
Oh, okay. Are we okay with the YouTube, Mr. Nunez?
Yes, ma'am. We're on.
Oh, we are?
We should be on.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Good afternoon. This is Judge Alyssa Perez presiding over the 210th District Court criminal docket for June 10th, 2025. All matters being heard today are being heard in accordance with all directives regarding remote proceedings. I'll go ahead and call the case, Mr. Nunez. This is 2024 0D06801, State of Texas versus Christian Javier Sainz. May I have announcements, please?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jose Garcia for the state, present and ready.
Good afternoon, Judge Perez. Francisco F. Macias for Mr. Sainz, and we are ready to proceed on a bond reduction.
Okay, and is that your client appearing from the annex, Mr. Macias?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Okay, you may proceed on your bond request.
Your Honor, I've talked to Mr. Garcia, and he's not opposed to a complete PR bond. As soon as my client gets out tomorrow, whatever time it is, he'll make arrangements to go into drug treatment, about 100-hour course, and then Mr. Garcia is willing to drop the charges against us.
Okay, let me pull up just some of the settings here. In my initial review and reviewing the PSR, I mean, I'm on the same page. Let me just check our settings. Mr. Garcia, what was his bond before?
Let me check, Your Honor.
Because I think this is one, let me see. Did we lose the jail?
I think so, Judge.
If you'll check on that, Mr. Nunez.
Yes, ma'am.
I see a PR of 3,000, Your Honor.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
September 5th, I believe.
Okay.
September 25th.
Well, I feel comfortable, Mr. Macias, that your client will get back on. I'm going to put him at a $10,000 PR bond. There we go. $10,000 PR bond. His conditions include that he enroll in his drug treatment and maintain compliance with that treatment while he is on PR bond. I'm also going to have him not have any contact with the co-defendant. So Mr. Sainz, you're there. Your co-defendant is Kevin Bagas, looks like. So no contact with that individual. All the standard conditions, curfew, subject to testing. I may not, he'll have to list, I guess, where he is. I'm assuming, is it inpatient treatment or what is he doing?
I'm not sure. I've recommended Aliviane to the parents because that was what was recommended initially in the recommendation. But if he feels more comfortable with some other drug therapy, just as long as it's drug therapy, about 100 hours, and I'm good with whatever he chooses.
So he just can't change his place of residence or leave El Paso County without court permission. Of course, commit no new
Correct.
offenses. And we'll go from there. He is set again for a final judges conference on June 24th. So make sure he understands how he is to report for court. His trial is not until August 1st. So we'll see where we are. Okay.
Right, Judge.
Your
June the
request is
24th.
granted. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused at this
Good
time?
night. Have a good day.
All right. You do the same, Judge.
All right. Who's next, Mr. Nunez?
Judge, on page 14, we'll have Angel Martinez. We have Mr. David Nunez covering for Mr. Felix Valenzuela. Annex, could we get Angel Martinez, please?
Yes.
All right. Is that your client, Mr.
Yeah, Mr. Martinez.
Oh, thank you, Annex. All right, let's get started. This is cause number 2025 0D02794, State of Texas.
Oh, there you go
We
again.
lost him again?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's wait on this one. Are we still on YouTube?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's weird. Must have a bad connection.
Mhm. I noticed that we're Annex B rather than Annex, so I don't know if it makes a difference.
Annex, are you there?
Yes, Your Honor, sorry, just keeps cutting out.
Okay. All right, so it called the case. May I have announcements, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Jose Garcia, Mr. Victor Martinez for the state, both present and ready.
And David Nunez on behalf of Mr. Martinez. Ready, Your Honor?
And for purposes of the record, Mr. Nunez, that is your client appearing from the annex?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, you may proceed on your bond request. I show he's at 1,075,000. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor. Count one being 75,000 and count two being a million.
Okay, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. So Mr. Martinez was arrested on April 5th, Your Honor. He's been in jail for about 66 days. He is 17 years of age. He is a U.S. citizen. If he were to bond out, he would reside with his family at 8500 Alderete here in El Paso County. His family consists of his mother, Hilda Martinez, Oswald Martinez, and Ozzy Martinez, his brother. Regarding criminal history, he has no criminal history, Judge, aside from this case. As far as education is concerned, he is a junior at Isleta High School. I just want to touch on the nature and circumstances of the case, Judge. According to the report, Mr. Martinez was basically walking home, and the victim in this case, a female student who goes to school with them at Isleta High School, they were both basically walking home. And per the report, he got behind her and suddenly grabbed her and basically started stabbing her. Bystanders, including the girl's father, ran to help her and pulled Mr. Martinez off of her. The girl was rushed to the hospital and released about 2 to 3 days later. The extent of the injuries from the report, Judge, include multiple 1 to 2 centimeter lacerations, a collapsed lung, and a fractured shoulder blade. As far as the girl's family and Mr. Martinez's family, they're all friends. They're actually neighbors. They've enjoyed each other's company in the past and have been in communication since the date of incident. I won't go into those communications, Judge, but I can say that it is amicable. Now, I'm going to say that this is the result of a significant and undiagnosed mental health issue, as indicated by, and it's all this proof of this is also in the court's mental health assessment, the 1622 mental health assessment that's in the court's file. In the weeks leading up to the incident, Judge, Mr. Martinez's mother, Hilda Martinez, was trying to seek psychiatric treatment for her son. The reasons for this treatment were that, one, he was hearing voices in his head, and two, that Mr. Martinez had indicated that there were worms in his head. So some of the other factors I want the court to consider are based upon the school records that the state has provided over to us. And they indicate, Mr. Martinez was an A and B student. He participated in the dual language immersion program, early college program. He had no disciplinary or behavioral issues. And likewise, there is a document that shows that he was qualified for the gifted and talented program. I think there's still some more documents that we still need to collect from the school, but those are some of the highlights that I would like the court to know about. That this is a kid, no prior history. This is a complete surprise to everyone, and obviously his family, and they are with me here in the office today, Judge. He also, and I think this goes without saying, Judge, he comes from a good family. Both parents are actively involved in his life. And again, it came as a complete surprise to them. And as such, Judge, what we're asking, we think that the bond amount is a little bit excessive given these factors, and we're respectfully asking the court to reduce the bond, hopefully in the amount of around $50,000, in order to allow Mr. Martinez to the opportunity to get that psychiatric treatment that he needs. He's willing to abide by any PR bond conditions. His parents are willing to help him with those PR bond conditions. And if the court is, I'm sure the court is going to impose PR bond conditions. And one of the conditions we would like is to get, I guess, the best available mental health screening and programs that are available to him per PR, from PR. His mother has already set up an appointment for June 16th at Samsara Health. That's located on Shirley Drive here in El Paso, Judge. And that's in order for him to be evaluated and start psychiatric treatment, Your Honor. And that is all I have, Your Honor. Thank you for your time.
Was he on any type of mental health treatment prior to the date of offense?
No, nothing. Like, they were in the process of getting to that. I think one of the things that I would say, Judge, he was on ADHD meds as a kid. For what that's worth, but he did get off of them at some point when I think this was like around elementary school. But aside from that, no mental health treatment prior to the date of offense.
And is he being treated in the jail?
Yes, from my understanding, he is. He is getting medication, and he is being treated.
Okay. All right. Who's handling it, Mr. Garcia or Mr. Martinez?
Oh, I'll handle it, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge. Well, first of all, Judge, I'll respectfully disagree with Mr. Nunez. I believe the bond is not excessive. We actually believe the bond is reasonable. In fact, we would argue that the bond is not sufficient at this point. Nonetheless, Your Honor, we are faced here with an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. This case involves a brutal and unprovoked attack on a minor victim, Your Honor. The victim is 17 years old. The defendant as well, I believe, was 17 at the time of the offense. Your Honor, he stabbed her more than 20 times with a knife while she was walking home from school in broad daylight in front of her home. Your Honor, the victim was completely unarmed, and his actions show complete disregard for human life. Your Honor, the defendant's behavior is violent, it was public, and of course it poses a high risk to future harm and future actions of this nature, Your Honor. Your Honor, this offense was witnessed by the victim's parents, by a neighbor, who actually responded to her aid. Actually, the victim's father, Your Honor, is alleged as a victim as well. He was also harmed in this incident, Your Honor. Additionally, there is video evidence that is available which shows and captures the attack. Your Honor, because of the likelihood of conviction in this case, if released, we believe he will pose a substantial flight risk. Your Honor, the defendant and victim, as Mr. Nunez stated, they both attend the same high school. They live in the same block, which increases the likelihood of future contact. Again, Your Honor, this attack was completely unprovoked, making it impossible to predict or mitigate future violent acts. Your Honor, the trauma suffered by the victim and her family has been devastating, and any release of the defendant will still inflict fear and emotional distress. Your Honor, the state will also like to, at this point, submit the video as evidence for this bond hearing for purposes of the hearing. Your Honor, the purpose is for the court to evaluate and see the severity of the actions that we're speaking of, and for the court to consider this video when making the decision regarding the bond hearing.
Mr. Nunez?
Judge, I would object. There's no sponsoring witness on this video.
All right,
And I would reply, sorry, Your Honor.
go ahead.
Well, sorry, Your Honor, we're in a bond hearing, which means we're in a pretrial matters. The rules of evidence are not strictly enforced. If we look at rule evidence 101D, the rules of evidence are not applicable to pretrial preliminary examinations as we are in here in a bond hearing, Your Honor. So I will argue that the court has full discretion to allow this video to be admitted into evidence.
I don't think it's necessary, so I'll sustain the objection.
Thank you, Judge.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Nunez, do you have anything else?
I know that based on, sorry, pertaining to the comment regarding, the family and letting them out cause, a lot of stress and stuff like that. Like, as I mentioned before, the family is in good speaking terms. I mean, the dad who's next to me right now, had a beer with her dad yesterday. Like they're talking. Oh, sorry, Tuesday. So, Judge, they're amicable, as I mentioned. I won't go into the communications, but again, they are on amicable terms. I don't know if the state has anything different to say about that. I don't know if Mr. Garcia has actually spoken with her parents, but I mean, that's what I can say based off of my conversations with Mr. Martinez's parents.
Your Honor, we've spoken with the complaining witness's father repeatedly occasions. However, the aggressor in this case is not the defendant's father, Your Honor. It is the defendant who is at this point in jail. So we're not taking precautions towards the dad or the defendant, Your Honor. These precautions are towards the defendant in this case, who is currently incarcerated. He is the one that poses a danger to himself, to the community, and to Ms. Carroll, the complaining witness in this case.
Could I briefly address the court, Your Honor? I apologize. I don't mean to double up on Mr. Nunez, but just briefly.
Go ahead.
I just what the defense is requesting, Your Honor, is that for the defendant to go live with his family, be released on a reduced bond. But the fact of the matter is, he was living with his family when this occurred. Whatever healthy environment and loving situation was in place then. I would recommend to the courts that where he's at now, getting the medicine that he needs in jail, that's the best place for him. That's the place that he can be safe. He can continue to get his meds, get well, and not be a danger to the community in one of these unprovoked attacks, Your Honor. And that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Right. Mr. Nunez, did you have anything else?
No, Your Honor, other than I don't think he's necessarily just safe in jail. Yes, he was with a loving family, but at the end of the day, they were in the attempts to get him psychiatric treatment, and he will get that. I can assure the court after, if he is able to bond out, whether it be through PR bond or whether it be through Samsara Health facility. And that's all I have, Judge. No further argument.
All right, so the request is respectfully denied, considering the nature of the offense, future safety of the victim, the community.
We lost the annex, Judge.
We lost the annex. Hala. While we're waiting, Mr. Nunez, I was looking up the assessment. I did review it. I reviewed the PSR. I saw no prior history. But what I also see is you all have filed a motion for competency. So he's going to transfer to the 384th for an evaluation.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let me make sure client's back on. And I don't know why the annex keeps cutting out, but the court is denying the request to reduce bond. We will transfer the case. Myrna, for now, I hope it doesn't mess the settings. Let's keep the settings because we are barely going to arraignment on the 17th. So we're really at the beginning of the trial track on this case, and he's set for trial in March 2026. He's in custody. He has a significant bond, so I don't want to mess with the dates. If we can get him over to the 384th and evaluated, and if he comes back we still have our dates unless I hear anyone asking for more time, but we're basically about 9-10 months out. So I want to hold on to that if in fact he stays in custody, okay? So we'll get him transferred for the evaluation. We actually don't have another setting other than the arraignment until August, so maybe that gives us a little
Yeah,
to know what is happening with competency. They can't hear us, I guess. I'm seeing some
and have to.
They logged off, Judge. I guess they weren't able to hear.
yeah, that's what it looked like. They can't hear us. Mr. Nunez, are you good to go?
Yes, Your Honor, I heard
Judge,
everything.
I'm sorry, Judge, if I may add something.
Yes, sir.
Judge, I believe the bond as it stands, I don't think that it has a PR component.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we could add a PR component in case he's released at some point if he makes bond.
But we can. Let me see if we can get the annex in here.
Judge, for the arraignment, can we waive those or do we have to be present for those?
No, you can submit the waiver.
Okay, Judge, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Annex. I see you're having some technical difficulties. What I'll do then is on the bond, I'm going to make that 70, no. The 75,000 portion of the bond will be a PR bond, report once a month, mental health treatment. He can't be near the victim or the victim's family, so he can't be within 200 yards of that residence, so he won't be able to reside at home. So that'll be a thing. No contact with any of the complainants or the family of the complainants. Mental health treatment subject to testing, use no illegal drug or alcohol, commit no new offenses. I think. So yeah, so he is under those restrictions, Mr. Nunez. So I understand from this hearing that, you know, there's some relationships there. Please make sure your client does not violate those conditions. I mean, he's still in custody, but just.
Absolutely, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Yeah.
I think from the bench, Judge. Maybe
May not leave El Paso County, all that kind of stuff. All righty. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Nunez.
thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Annex, can you hear us?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we're having some issues.
Yes,
Let's
ma'am.
see. I see Mr. Dakotes.
Yes, ma'am. Page 13
Yes,
for
Judge.
Roberto Chaparro, and I'll get the annex on him when you get back.
I don't know if for the attorneys that are on right now, I don't know if you've been seeing what's going on. The annex keeps dropping off. So happy to reset, happy to have it your hearings. Let's give them one more shot, Mr. Dakotes, to see if they get on. And
Understood.
I did review your client's case, so I'm good to go on it, but if we don't have your client, it's up to you if you want to go forward.
I get it, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Stevens, you have, is it Medina? I bet you have Medina. Mr. Stevens, I'll leave that up to you if you want to reset or have it today.
Hi, Judge. For Mr. Medina, as a practical matter, I do not believe he's going to have money, and he's not eligible for a straight PR bond, so I set this for his benefit, but I would suggest we reset it, and then if I come up with someone who might be able to finance a surety bond, I'll reapproach the court.
Okay, let me check. Annex, are you able to hear us?
Yes, Your Honor. I had to
Okay,
log
great.
off.
We're done with Mr. Martinez's case. If I could have, please, William Medina.
Yes, Your Honor. We're just having trouble with the audio. It keeps cutting out.
Yeah, it took me a second to realize what you were telling us, so, but I think I understand now. All right, this is cause number 2025-0D01836, State of Texas versus William Levi Medina. May I have announcements, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Jose Garcia for the state, present and ready.
Brent Stevens for Mr. Medina. I am ready, Your Honor.
And Mr. Medina is appearing remotely from the jail annex. We are set for a bond hearing. We have had, these proceedings are being held remotely over Zoom, and we're having some technical issues where we're losing our annex, but we're here right now, Mr. Stevens, so I show us bonded 250,000. You're welcome to proceed if you like.
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, my client is a U.S. citizen. He's born in El Paso. He's been here his entire life. He does not have employment. I have spoken to family members. I do not have a place for him to reside if released, so we are requesting that he be referred to jail reentry to the homeless shelter, and that the order indicate that he should be transported to the homeless shelter by the sheriff's department if released. He does have a high school diploma. His criminal history, as far as I can find, is only in El Paso, Texas, so it's all on Odyssey. There are significant 1622 issues in this case. I will be hiring an expert for that purpose, unless we're able to resolve the case between the state and the defense. But we are requesting that he be referred to Takumi for treatment, and my client has indicated he is willing to cooperate with that if released. He had previously been attempting to gain entry into the Winchester house. I haven't been able to set that up yet, but we are working on a place for him to reside.
All right. So I did review the PSR to see the prior history, and I did review the 1622 evaluation as well. So I've seen the mental health concerns there. Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm trying to see what the current bond is set at. Do you know, Mr. Stevens?
It's 250,000.
Well, Your Honor, because of the nature of the offense and because of he stabbed the complaining witness in the neck, in the clavicle, in the chest. Your Honor, this is a violent offense. He has a history of violent offenses, Your Honor. Because of the safe precautions for the safety of the community, I believe the bond is reasonable as is.
Mr. Stevens?
I do not have any further information for today, Judge.
Okay. The request to reduce the bond in this case is denied. Prior history, safety of the community. We're not coming back until August on a judges conference, Mr. Stevens. I don't know if you find that there are any competency issues or anything of that nature, please alert us to that so we can get the process going. Other than that, then we won't see you all unless you request it until August, okay?
Judge, if I'm able to come up with a safe place for Mr. Medina to reside, I will definitely be bringing that back up to the court's attention at that time.
Sure, got it. Thank you
Thank you
very
very much.
Thank you, Annex. If we could have Mr. Smith. No, not Mr. Smith. Mr. Chaparro.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Chaparro.
Chaparro, ma'am.
A few cases.
Who did it say? That Chaparro, Your Honor?
Yes, please. All right, calling cause numbers 2024-0D08014, 2024-0D07610, 2025-0D00961, 2024-0D06680. Each case style the state of Texas versus Roberto Chaparro. May I have announcements, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Jose Garcia for state, present and ready.
Thank you, Judge. Carl DeCoste for Roberto Chaparro, ready.
For purposes of the record, Mr. Chaparro is appearing remotely from the jail annex. Just going through the bonds in the order that I called them, I have, 3 of the cases at 100,000, and then 0961, I'm showing 50,000, and if I'm not mistaken, it's split 15,000 cash surety, $35,000 PR. You may proceed.
That's what I have. Thank you, Judge.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Your Honor. On my notes, I have it as first is interference with emergency call. Second is possession of controlled substance. That's a meth case.
Mm-hmm.
Third is assault, family violence with previous. And then most recent, fourth, I'm calling it, is injury to child.
Mm-hmm.
Just that's how I'm referring to him, Judge. And the interference with emergency, the assault, family violence with previous, and the injury to child, for clarity, all have to do with Mr. Mercado's wife, with whom he has a tumultuous relationship, and they share a child. Between them, there are many children. That's Susana Vasquez, who, to complicate things, has stage 4 cancer. I know that he's been out on bond a couple times before the court, and he also got pulled over and he had some meth on him. Whether or not he and his wife both do meth when they shouldn't be with all the kids around, that remains to be proven by the state. We're hoping for some kind of probation rec ultimately to wrap all of this up. I believe he does have a pen trip for a robbery, Judge, which is problematic for our side. I had occasion to speak to his mom at my office last week. She asked if there's anything we can do. I said I will negotiate with Mr. Garcia, who's very reasonable. I realize this is an uphill battle, and I said I will definitely address the court on the bond issue. Whether he should be with his sick wife and the kids, whether that would be good or bad, we're hoping it would be a good thing. I'm happy for him to provide addresses to his mom's house where he was living, where they were allowing the wife to live with her kids and their baby also. I have information if Your Honor wants it. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Dacotes. Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor. For Mr. Chaparro, as the court is aware, he has a long history of convictions. Currently, he is pending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cases, Your Honor. The first one being July 2nd, 2022, and then December 4, 2023, September 17, 2024, October 27, 2024, and recently February 16, 2025, which gives us a pattern, Your Honor, of reoffending. Your Honor, because of he's being previously on bond and again reoffended, and the safety of the community, Your Honor, we believe the bond should be is reasonable as set.
Anything else, Mr. Dacotes?
Yes, Judge, only that I believe underneath all of these problems is a horrible meth addiction. Perhaps he could be released to sort of rehab, Aliviane, etc. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Dacotes. The request is respectfully denied. I did review the PSR, nature and circumstances, prior criminal history, community safety. We'll see you at the next setting.
Understood. Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
You too. All right, we are missing.
Mr. Ledma, Judge, I called his office and I spoke to Mr. Ledma himself, and he said he was going to log on, but he hasn't. You want me to call him back
A
again?
long time ago. Tell him we're almost done.
You want me to call him back, Judge?
Yes, please. I had to do a map to put all his clients' bonds on there. After I went through all that work. But he didn't have, his client didn't have the longest wrap today. Why did I have, do you remember Huntley, Mr. Garcia?
I do not, Judge, no.
Let me look him up. I'm trying to figure out, I know I asked for a PSR. Let me see why. Oh, that's Jeep Darnell's client.
Oh, is it the one that was on probation? They wanted to plead him to a misdemeanor class A? Yes. I believe that request was denied by the court.
Yeah. So I think we're resetting for a couple of weeks. I'll hold on to the PSR on him.
You requested a 2-week resetting, Judge?
Because he was going to bring some mitigating stuff. All right, and here's Mr. Smith. So I'll hold on to that PSR.
They should be logging on, Judge C. They were having trouble finding the meeting ID number.
Got it. Marissa, on Mr. Smith, I show that he posted bond on 26/29. Is that correct?
Let me check, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor, he's only booked on 2025, 2631.
And 2630? Or did he bond out on, did he post on that one too?
I'm only showing 2631, 3 counts of possession of marijuana, 4 ounces, over 4, but under 5 pounds. The Mandel CSPG 2 or 2A,
Mhm.
and the possession CSPG 11B between 1 and 4
So
for 23,000.
What? My math is really off then. Okay, so he posted bond on 2630 and 179 as well? I'm sorry. The one that I show he posted was 179. I don't show that he posted on 2629. Am I wrong?
I'm looking for the contracts because they have it listed.
All right, Mr. Lerma, are you connected?
Yes, can you hear me, Your Honor?
Okay, yes, I'm sorry. We've had a lot of technical issues from different
Yes,
users,
yes,
so
I
I
had a
didn't
lot
know.
of problems.
All
I'm,
right, the annex has been cutting out, so I'm gonna go ahead and call your case, but if they cut out, I'll let you know.
thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right, this is 2025 0D02629, 2025 0D02630, 2025 0D02631, and 2025 0D00179, each case style, the state of Texas versus Isaiah Joel Smith. May I have announcements, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Jose Garcia for the state, present and ready.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Eduardo N. Lerma on behalf of Mr. Isaiah Smith, and we're ready.
For purposes of the record, Mr. Smith is appearing remotely from the jail annex. Each of these cases is set for bond hearing, Mr. Lerma. I've asked Ms. Nieto to double check because I'm showing different value, well, that he's being held on some, not on all. For example, 0179, I think he already posted a $1,500 bond there.
Yes.
So I'm gonna have her double check those, but with that said, you may proceed.
Your Honor, I'm going to ask Mr. Smith questions.
Okay, Mr. Smith, raise your right hand, please. Sir, do you swear or affirm that any testimony you provide will be the truth and the whole truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. You can put your hand down. Go ahead, Mr. Lerma. Mr. Smith,
Thank you, Your Honor.
speak
Mr.
a little
Smith?
bit loud, okay? Because the echo is a little hard to hear you, okay? Go ahead, Mr. Lerma. My apologies.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Smith, state your whole name.
Isaiah Joel Smith,
All right, how long have you been in jail?
2 months.
Approximately 2 months.
Yes, sir.
And are you from El Paso?
Yes, sir.
Where did you go to high school?
Norwood High School.
Did you graduate?
Yes, sir.
Are you married?
No, I'm not married.
Do you have children?
Yes, sir.
How many children?
2.
And do they depend on you for their needs?
Yes, sir.
Were you working at the time you were arrested?
Yes, I was.
Where were you working?
I was doing construction. I actually just barely started my first day. I was going to be getting paid 14 an hour. And after I got out of work, all this happened.
Do you know if you will have that job if you are given the privilege of a reduced bond?
Actually, my supervisor is still waiting on me. So when I get out, I'm still going to have the job.
Now, there's numerous bonds that you have. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. They don't have if I remember correctly, they don't have a recognizance component to it. Or do you know?
I honestly, I do not know.
Okay, no problem. Do you have any money in the bank?
Do I have money? My father would be the one to have.
Okay, but your father doesn't live here in El Paso County?
No, but he would send the money to my mother and we could make something work.
Okay, that was for support of the children, to help you with support of the children. Am I
Yes,
correct?
sir.
All right.
Yes.
So you really have no assets to put up for a bond, do you?
No, sir.
Okay.
Myself, and I know.
All right. Do you have a car?
Yes, I do.
What kind of car do you have?
Well, it's my grandmother's truck. It's a 2001 Ford Expedition, but she was lending it to me to go to work.
Okay. So you have a way to get to work if you need to.
Yes, sir.
All right. Your Honor, I don't recall the individual bonds of each charge, but I'd ask the court, Your Honor, respectfully, if you would. He doesn't have any money. He doesn't have any assets. He's been in for about 2 months. His children need his help. I know his father's helping him from Colorado to help support his children. They do need him, Your Honor, and I'd ask the court for a personal recognizance bond on some of the charges. They're not really, what I've been able to garner, that egregious. The facts aren't that bad. For those reasons, Your Honor, I would respectfully request of the court to grant him a PR bond on all.
Okay.
And that's what I have, Your Honor. Thank you.
I do have here, before I hear from Mr. Garcia, a PSR, basically the criminal history. It's significant. He has a 27-page rap sheet.
Yes.
Also, just again, Ms. Nieto may correct me, but on 2629, I have him at 7,500. 2630, I have him at 30,000. 2631, I have him at 30,500. And on 0179, I have him at 1,500, but that's the one I thought was posted. But that's just my notes. All right,
Yes, Your Honor. 0179, he already posted. He is only booked on 2631. I'm still looking to see where 2630 was posted, but he is not booked on 2630.
Okay. All right, Mr. Garcia, thank you, Ms. Nieto.
Yes, Your Honor. For cross-examination or argument?
Oh, you're right.
Wait
You
a
have
minute.
questions for Mr. Smith?
Just a couple.
Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Smith, good afternoon. My name is Jose Garcia. I work at the DA's office. I'll be asking you a couple of questions. If there's something you don't understand, just let me know and I'll rephrase my question. Understood?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Smith, you currently, when Mr. Letterman was asking you questions, you stated that you've been in jail for approximately 2 months. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you would also agree with me that you were recently released from a conviction for drug-related crimes. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you would agree with me that you spent 2 years in TDC for a drug-related offense. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And you would also agree with me that after being released, you were arrested for new charges also relating to drug offenses. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Anything else with respect to your client, Mr. Lerma? If not, I'll hear from the state.
Your Honor, let me ask him, Mr. Smith, do you promise the court that you will appear at each and every hearing required of you by this honorable court?
Yes, I will be there every court. 30 minutes before. I will be at every one.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Lerma. Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor. As previously stated, Mr. Smith was previously convicted of multiple drug offenses and was sent to TDC for time. After being released, Your Honor, not more than a year later, he picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cases, Your Honor, 5 of which are drug-related. For those reasons, Your Honor, we believe his pattern of reoffending poses a major risk to the community, and I will request the court to please consider the bond sufficient as is.
Mr. Lerma?
Well,
Thank-
Your Honor, I know that his past record is pretty strong. However, that shouldn't be a reason to keep him incarcerated. He's promised the court that he will report to the court when the court requires him to be at the hearings.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, my
I believe
concern
part
is,
of the
Mr. Lerma,
reason
is that we're gonna pick up 5 new offenses while he's promising to come to court. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dates of offense, 6 different dates of offense on the cases that are pending here. And so the request to reduce bond on all of these cases is respectfully denied.
very well, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lerma. Annex, I believe that's everyone for today.
It is. It is, Your Honor.
Have a good one. Thank you, Mr. Lerma. We'll see you next
Thank you,
time.
Your Honor.
Ya no sé, es que nada. Que se miraba que estaba suelto, ¿vale?
Do you remove them or did they log out, Mr. Nunez?
You want me to log off of YouTube, Judge?
Yes, please.